Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Today we're going to start the episode by doing something absolutely important. Power generation. Yes, we are already producing around 4.6 million RF extra, but we're spamming machines every day. That used to be 6 million. So what I want to do is that I want to be able to fix a few things. So if you guys remember, over here we have a few Essentia crystallizers. When we want to craft Essentias, they take in the V-pod and in return they're going to give us 15 crystals. One of the things that I have remembered is that we can change the void metal block in the center and then put vibrating stone. That will increase the output from 15 to 60. You might be thinking to yourselves that, oh, so it's quadruple the speed. No, it just increases the output, which means I have to change every single pattern. And everything that I have just mentioned is going to allow me to make midnight way faster, because it does require a ton of V crystals. And that is going to allow me to make AETM solar cells way faster. Although for speed, I actually order ionite first. Voila. They're ready. And yes, we already have a controller for it. That thing is generating us almost 8 million RF. In comparison, the ionite ones are producing us 400,000 RF less. And well, for the moment, we have two of them. Ultimate solar panels. That should mean that our power situation is now, plus almost 7 million. It's turning into nighttime, so the power is going to drop, but it's gonna last for a few seconds. Oh, it's almost 8 million. Interesting. Moving on, I did mention last episode that today we're going to work on the bookmarks that I have over here. Because for example, yes, we did manage to make a ton of mythic machine cases, but we can't make them anymore. We have 63 of them left, but I'm assuming we're going to need a ton more in the future. However, since we have done a ton of astral sorcery last episode, I think we're going to start with this one, Gravitite Lens. Because previously the worst bottleneck that we had was this one, Farangerum Gem. Now we can just craft it. Like so. I did have some pattern issues, but easily we can make it. Perfection at its finest. So the lens has to be used inside the rainbow lens, which for some reason we have it on auto crafting. Aha. We're missing this one, which does mean we need to have a production of these gemstones, and that means we need to get chickens. Oh, we need the Grand Magic Crystal. Oops. Oh, we have 1000 of it. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask why, I don't remember. But that should go inside our plasmatic condenser and we should get the chicken eggs. Don't you worry, it's not gonna go into the ore processing system. Yeah, we got the eggs. Just to make my life a teeny tiny bit easier, let's get 2 sets. Hello, Prince Thomas. You know, we do have tons of crystals, but I need to automate the chickens first. I'll do that, I'll be right back. I have made 8 more chickens and I had to replace the conduit with a test locator, cause we had a huge backlog. It's still there. So it's glowstone and diamonds. Well, for now it's extracting everything, but it's not doing it super fast. Anyways, I will fix that on my own, but we have 8 more chickens. We have Mistite, we have Leon, and the 6 gemstones. I think the roost collector is slow. Could be a thing. Ah, you just need a chicken. Okay. Okay, so I added 1 more roost collector and we seem to be fine. However, I have noticed something. We don't need resources to go that fast. For example, this is fluctuatite. Every second we get like 3 eggs. That's 24 ingots if we process it. We don't really need that much. We go with 4 chickens. Besides, these are all 10-10-10 chickens, so if I have made a boo-boo, we can just restore them back easily. And I'm gonna avoid the rest. I did fix the chickens, I have set up all the patterns inside the shadow fracture, so we should be able to make the different types of crystals. But if you guys remember, when we were making the mythic processors, we did manage to mine a ton of these ores. I don't want to waste it. We'll just fortune, because garnets are expensive, we don't want to waste anything. That's a few thousand, not a few thousand. Let's call it a few stacks. Also, doing a 3x3 like this reduces your chance of fortune. So I'm doing a gorbit job. Yeah, I have removed almost everything from this chest. I don't really think we need the papers. I think this was for the souls when we were making the player chest. So we can remove that one. Anyways, with everything that we have done, Rainbow Lens is on auto crafting. Perfect. So let's go back to the mythic machine case. There are a few things that we're missing here, I'm sure. Well, actually, we haven't automated anything. It's like 5 items left. Alright guys, it's been a while later. I have set up all the patterns that we needed in order to make the mythic machine case. And well, I also cleaned up the base by a teeny tiny bit. The only issue that I had was with the vibranium servo. I thought we have to use this recipe which gives us the 1, but apparently this one is also possible. I just have to find pixels. But if you actually take a look, we can have 200 vibranium servos with the pixels that we have. So that is off the list. Mythic Machine Case is also off the list. And at this point we can just mass produce Mythic Machine Cases, which makes me very happy. So now we need to move on. We need to get back to our Molten Salt Reactor. Last episode we used this reactor in order to get the Whispering Starlight. Now we want it to make us Limp of Pixonia. There are two fuels that we can provide it in order to give us the Limp of Pixonia. One of them is Primal Ogreite, the other one is Vital Limp. What is the difference? The first one gives you 72 millibuckets, that's the original one that we used, but the second one gives you 1 bucket. The Limp of Pixonia is literally the only fluid that we need in order to start progressing. So while we are here, let's make the reactor way bigger. Aha, so the reactor is bigger now. Ignoring the fluid ducts, it's 9 blocks long. Now it is time to get the Vital Limp. Thankfully it is a recipe that we have to do inside the Atomic Replicator and we already have an infrastructure for it. And the best part of it is, it does start with Twilight Matter. So there you go. However, the other fluid that it needs is fossil refined oil. We need skeletal ingots, we need refined fuel. If I'm not wrong, bitumen does have EMC and we have 621,000 of it. Okay, let's process some oil then. As usual, we're going to have an interface exporting bitumen. We could have just used an export bus, but there could be other material that we need. But bitumen inside the magma crucible gives us oil. We need 2 fractionating steels. One of them is going to give us naphtha and the other one refined fuel. We're also going to get some garbage, right? Yeah, we're going to get sulfur and tar. Somewhere. Yes, we are going to pump it back into the interface. Anything that we get. So we have the refined fuel, now we need skeletal ingots. Thankfully I have also set in patterns, so let's order, I don't know, 400 of it. It's being crafted, lovely. And then we need an alchemical imbuer, which I don't have on auto crafting. It's this one? Okay, easy peasy. We export it from the interface and insert it into the imbuer. Oh, you're slow. Well, there are a few augments that we can use for the fractionating steels and some usual speed upgrades. Now you're way faster. I like you. A bit. Also, I have heard crafting cards are bad, so we're going to use one in the interface, so that if we run out of skeletal ingots, it will just craft it. Fossil refined fuel is 50% of the job, the other 50% is primal ogreite. That's what we need to get. So first things first, we need a melter. We don't have a huge supply of ogreite, but we need to export that ogreite into the melter. This is the ingot that we found on Pixonia, but the molten ogreite goes inside a fluid enricher, and we shall mix it with fine mineral dust that we did a while ago. I didn't know it's going to be useful, so I automated it in like episode 20 or something, but that is primal ogreite. So this is already an acceptable fuel for the molten site fission reactor, so that we will be able to get the Limp of Pixonia, but we want to refine it further. So we do need to have a smart output, and we make sure you don't connect to that, you're a different system. We shall export the primal ogreite into the smart output, and we need something special. It's not a cast, it's the power rune. So that goes in. It does not consume the cast. That's a good thing. But voila, primal ogreite. Let us upgrade these guys. Finally, everything that we have just made goes inside the Atomic Replicator. We shall add one more drive for Draco, because that is the essential that we need. And we smelt it down. And obviously we export it using the Essential Export Bus. So now you should be giving me Vital Limp. Perfect. And it's actually a crazy amount. It's like 16 buckets of it. Exactly 16 buckets. This is amazing. So let us get a dimensional transceiver with a capacitor. We make a brand new channel and we put it on send. And you get some power. That's what we're going to use as fuel in our reactor. The only thing is that where is my other dimensional transceiver? Where did you get stuck? We are almost done, don't you worry. Where is my alloy furnace? I think it's making the conductive iron inside the same alloy smelter that it's doing the skeletal ingots. Yeah, but that's a furnace. How did you mess it up? It's not even in there. Does mess up some recipes. What can you do? Yeah. Now we're good. Let's run the reactor. Because if I'm not wrong, the only thing that I have to do is this. And you know, set the channel. The reactor should get some fuel. And cooling is fine. We have to get rid of the coolants. Well, the hot coolants. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Limp of Pixonia. 90 buckets of it. 90 buckets of it is actually quite crazy. Oh, wait a minute, you need it for resource miners. Oops, didn't know that, but what we want it for is for the Ethereal Infusion Stone, and that only requires 72 millibuckets. With the Ethereal Infusion Stone, we can make the Universal Booster, and with the Universal Booster, we can get way more Ogreite ore. We can quadruple the ore, so that's 40 ingots. That's perfect. The problem is that it's eating through my gold coolant, and I have no idea why. Well, it's eating through the coolants, both of them. I'll wait here for a while, get a decent number, then we will go back to the base. I did manage to gather 306 buckets of of the limb of Pixonia. I did turn off the reactor, but this small amount that you see over here is going to give us 4,250 ethereal infusion stones. So that's crazy. And honestly speaking, it hasn't been that long. The only thing that we need is a pattern. So ethereal infusion stone, 1 vibranium. It doesn't seem like it, but that's a very important moment for us. Let's see if we can make it. Oh, it made it. That was fast. I guess if that is the case, let us proceed. We're going to have a pattern for the universal booster. We don't need the Pixonia key, because we do need to set up the pattern inside the crafter, and I just covered everything. It's fine. We put you in here. So universal booster, we want 10 of them for the moment. Oops. A big oops. What the hell? Oh, okay, it's cheap. Divine RPG and Advent of Ascension are basically very repetitive mods. It's just the same thing with different colors. Previously, this was called Eden Gem. Now it's called Wildwood Gem. The old one was yellow. This one is blue. But yeah, there you go. So again, 10 boosters. You can make it. Lovely. And we shall set the pattern inside another crafter like so on external C. Cool. Now the most important part is we can make augurite ore. So that is the recipe for augurite ore. That should go inside our condenser like so. And I just remembered the pattern is wrong. We need to specify ingots because we are processing everything. So the pattern is now set. Let's see if we can make some augurite. 200 of it. No, fragment madness. That's perfectly fine. Well, we have 12. So I can have 400? Let's make that one. Oh, you're already auto-crafting it because of the crafting card. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I do understand crafting cards are bad, but I have made a boo-boo with them. So we're constantly making augurite, and in return, we're making the primal augurite. There has to be a stop to it. We don't have to constantly do that. We're going to have a drawer and we're going to put the augurite in there. So that should cap our production of primal augurite to 2000 so that, you know, the system actually stops somewhere. Then the only thing that we need is a storage bus. Also, I just wanted to mention that in Project Ozone, I had like 5 crafting cards during the entire game, because you don't have to constantly make items, but I think I have fixed it. After a few thousand, it should stop producing these things. But now we also need to take care of madness. Let us get a file and obviously one label. We need a ton of Vitium, so we take some from you. That goes inside another Midnight jar and we lock it. So we can replace that one with this one. We do have the Carbonite Empowerer, that's a ton of Essentia, and all we need are Void Seeds. And that's it. Takes ages, but it's fine. My production of augurite is incredibly slow because plasma is not being transferred fast enough. That is the speed. These are super laminal fluid ducts, and when pressurized, they should have infinite transfer rate. So I don't know how to pressurize it, but I suppose that works. That didn't make a difference. What if we turn it off and let the plasma build up? It's not really doing that, it's okay. I never understood how these things work. And I guess with the new versions of Minecraft, there's also no point in learning, because these things are not really included. We just extract a bit faster. Yeah, that made a difference. So what is the rest of the plan? Well, if you look at the quest book, you might notice there is a star. Power from Wildwood. There is a Wildwood star, and if we craft it, we are going to be at chapter 6. But that's just going to be a hollow statement because I have no capability of automating this thing, and we need it in very large numbers. Because I think we need it for resource miners. So let's ignore chapter 6 for now and focus on something else. Oh, and by the way, up here I have the mythic excavation engine, and we can also craft that one easily. So that one is also off the list. What is not off the list is this guy. The arc reactor. What does it do? Well, I believe it's supposed to give us 1.2 million RF out of nothing. But in addition to that, it's going to give us something called arc residue. And that's important for making hot vibranium. It does have a singularity and it's used in a bunch of other stuff. So let's try to make that one because I think now we can. The problem originally was this one, arc reactor coil. It does require a lot of arc coils, which is polonium and palladium. Automatic starlight altar? Why? Is it because it's slow and you can't upgrade it? Probably. I already had a pattern. Oops, I was prepared. So we need 16 arc reactor coils. It's going to be ready in about a bajillion years. Maybe not, I just arrived home. Thank you. Ex nihilo V. Is it used in something else? I'm sorry I looked. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, but I think I have everything on me. Let's assemble this thing. What? Oh, copper coils. Yeah, I ordered them last. I think now we're good. Lovely. Are you making power? You have made power. Why are you making power out of nothing? Energy hatch is full. Okay. Ignore limit. So it's generating us 1.2 million RF out of literally nothing. We're not getting the arc residue, which I don't know how you would get it. Maybe after each iteration? Well, it has been one iteration. Did we get anything? Yes, we got the one. So this is kind of neat, because it's a very small and tiny machine. I can just stack them. And guess what? They can even share walls. I discovered it by accident. And yes, at this very moment we have 4 of them and I'm struggling to make a structure for it. I wanted it to be in the shape of a pyramid. Because you see, the top is 9 by 9, then we have 11 by 11, then we have 13 by 13. That's basically a pyramid. So I don't really know what to do with them, but each one of them is making us 1.2 million RF. And that means our power generation is around 12 million. That's a good number. However, using the arc residue, there is something that we can make, and that is a creative solar panel. At first I thought this is going to be amazing and it's going to generate 4 million RF, but no. The output rate is maxed out at 64,000 RF, so if we spam 1, it's just going to be 64,000 RF, right? If you have any ideas, please let me know, because it's also purple. I like purple. Anyways, moving on. There is something of importance that I want, and that is called Ichor. That used to be something very fun from Sonic Augmentation in 1.7, but here we have it too. And I do need that for a few things, so let's try to make it. We have to start from the actual Ichor, correct? We need the Midnight Scythe, and we do need to upgrade it using some resonating stone and some Midnight plates. It requires only 2 essentials and it's incredibly dangerous, okay? Where's Precantio? Let's add a bit more. Just in case. Now that we have the essentials, let's hope nothing explodes. My bad. It's the vibrating stone. They look alike. It's not my fault. Also, since this is dangerous, let's have extra items. Just in case. Last time there were explosions. Oh, this is safe. Stable. Very stable. And we're done. Lovely. So apparently the way that we get Ichor in this mod pack is that we have to stand on tainted soil and right click. You got to be in Vibe. Where the hell is Vibe? Oh, that is Vibe. Why do I have to be in Vibe? Did we warp? Yes, we have warped. Also, I do have some tainted soil. Does that count? Oh, on the soil. Wait a minute. You're just gonna give me 1 block? Oops. The thing is, I need 5,000 of this. Also, this does 5 damage. I'm just saying. It does seem I have been here, but I don't remember ever seeing this. The Ender. Mark 4. Oh, I have died here. Oh, okay. I remember now. So the way I see it, we have 2 ways of doing this, which we will get to after I kill these guys. They drop primordial pearls. Oh no, they drop the tattered scrolls. I should have come here earlier. I'm just saying. So if I'm not wrong, yes, tainted soil does not have a recipe. So there are 2 ways of getting 5,000 of them. One of them obviously is that we just taint the soil, you know, using a rift. There could be another way. There could be, I'm not sure. Oh, this is all tainted stone. There's no soil. What if we dig? I do have a builder, which is a silk touch quarry. Do you find anything? Probably not. Okay. At least we know we can mine it. Yeah. Quite literally. And the best part of it is that we're actually replacing it with dirt. Because if we have a rift here, then all of this is going to convert. Or maybe just worms. Let's go get some worms. Because the thing is, the rift does not generate the soil. These guys do. And you can pick them up. If you can pick them up, that means you can also spawn them. For the moment, let's also get rid of the warp. And let's spawn one over here. Yeah, it's tainting the area. So we just need a mob duplicator, right? And he's going to make a mess. Which is exactly what we want. Poison is a jerk. I can't go inside that chunk. The reason that I'm saying that we have to spawn them is that those guys die over time. So let's get a duplicator. That is apparently something else. Oh, we can craft it. Lovely. Aha, so yes, you can use a mob duplicator. The problem is that that block was the mob duplicator. But it went well, we have plenty of them. We even have some backups. So far the quarry is not very optimized, but we have 1734. Which is amazing. We need that part too. Can't you just die? Thank you. So what if we make it 25 by 25 by 16? That should cover the entire area and it should be relatively fast. Yeah. Perfect. We should get it in no time. And so far not many of them have died. Also the quarry is on a loop, so it will constantly harvest the soil, replant dirt. Anyways, what we need to do is that we need to make a singularity, then make a coalstone. The coalstone is going to give us the faultless Ichor, and then we need more Ichor in order to convert it into something else, which is the thing that we want, and we need 4. So if we get like 6,000 tainted soil, we should be good. Also mob duplicators are cheap, and besides, it does drop the range add-on. Also the mob imprisonment tool, so we don't lose anything. I have been AFK here for a while, and I just realized I made a boo-boo. We need almost 5,000 items, and we have 6,000. So we're done. I really prefer these kind of boo-boos. However, in order to make this super fast, there are a few things that we need to do. We need a few things from applied energistics, and I think that's it. Let's go to Vibe. Also, before we get started, let's get some mega torches. I don't want garbage when I'm working. So, here is our basic drawer. We're going to import everything into an applied energistic system, which is going to use a formation plane in order to place it down. Exactly like that. And then we need an annihilation plane. There's the upgraded version, which is going to harvest it once it converts into Ichor. So if I stand on top, you should harvest it. Oh, you don't have power. My bad. Now you have power. We're good. It's just that I wish you were faster. I have found a lovely solution. That's a chicken. I was scared. Instead of a formation plane, I'm just using a block bracer with some speed upgrades. And then I have the energy acceptor as some sort of a block that I can stand on, and I just have to hold right click. That's it. Kind of fun. And it's surprisingly fast. Although I do need a storage upgrade for you, because we have 5,000 items. Anyways, see you in a bit. So I was just AFK and I think we're done. I put something on my keyboard and changed my right click. I can't find my right click. So we have exactly 6,032 Ichor. Perfect. We can go home. And we don't need the rest of the garbage. I do nag about this modpack a lot, but it's things like these which makes it fun. I actually really enjoyed this one. I hope that was the actual way of doing it. It doesn't have EMC or anything, but in any case, that should be the singularity. Lovely. And we do have almost 1,000 blocks extra. We shall put them in the system. You don't have any other Oh my goodness. Block sponge. Well, this is something creative and it's very useful. Well, in any case, if we have to do that, let's fill in the drawer. I do have a feeling I can also chunk loot this place and it should work. I was wondering, can we terraform a piece of land and then just do it in the overworld? You know, convert it into Vibe? But we will try that for the creative sponge. For the moment, I just want a coldstone. I think we're done. Awesome. We finally have the tainted coldstone. My ender chest is gone. What a jerk. At least you have some threads. 25. So I have just read the tooltips on this coldstone and it says it will spawn a very tough boss. I don't even know if you can do that in the overworld. Oh, you have to be in Vibe. We shall go to Vibe. Why do you always teleport to a different location? Well, since there is a chance that we are going to die, let's send the warper back home. Let us consume a shield of terror. Let's try to have some charms of keeping. 1 stack should do it. Obviously, I'm going to try and use the draconic evolution, but I first have to spawn the guy. Whoop. That was a skeleton. I don't want to do this. Dude, stop shooting at me. Please. Let me try to set up some grinders. Okay, so the Draconic Evolution grinders are in their place. They all have power, but I just noticed these are barrier blocks. Meaning that I can pass through them, mobs cannot. And, well, he might fly. Because why else would you have a barrier block? But let us check. It died. And that's what we want. Faultless Ichor. Well, I was right, he was flying. Also, one of the things that you might notice is that with our entire EMC, we can only make 5 of these things. Which is good for what I want to do, but can we summon more of them? It's good for EMC. Oh, you can do that. Nice. You know, the funny part is that up until right now, we have doubled our EMC. Who needs power flowers? There is a high chance that we can make an EMC machine using that thing, but we have power flowers and they're kind of nice. Maybe we will just do it for fun. But I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Next episode, I'm going to use the Ichor. Don't you worry. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Until the next one. Bye bye.